Hey guys, it's RX here and welcome back to my channel, and we are back once again with yet another Akko Switch review. I know there has been a lot of new ones, so I'm here to catch up. Today, let's all take a look and listen at the new V3 Cream Blue switches. Same as the V3 Cream Yellow, this is a tactile switch that has a long pole stems compared to their old Akko Tactiles, so let's see how it compares. But first, a quick message from our channel sponsor, the good people at PCBWay. PCBWay is your one-stop shop for all your PCB prototyping needs, and let me tell you that they do offer a lot. They do offer CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, 3D printing, and even injection molding. All you have to do is to drop your files and you can get an instant coat. To learn more about their services, check out PCBWay.com, links in the description. By the way, the switches were sent for a review, but I wasn't paid to make the video, so of course, I'm gonna give you guys my honest and unbiased opinion about the switches. I'll go ahead and put all of Akko's links on the description down below. So in today's video, it's going to be the usual a stock versus lube comparison, a sound comparison versus the other Akko tactile switches, and of course a material breakdown. If you all want to hear my thoughts and opinion about the switches, please do stick around at the end of the sound test. And speaking of sound test, let me give you guys a quick disclaimer before we start. That the sound and experience will vary depending on your keyboard build, meaning to say that it will sound and feel different depending on your board. We of course be using the Vega 65 with a polycarbonate plate, a PCB to plate foam, and one case foam. The switches was lubed with a Tribosys 3203 and 105 grade 0 on the springs. The keycaps that we'll be using was a GeekArk PBT set, so with all of that out of the way, please do enjoy the sound test on the Akko V3 Cream Blue. So that was a sound test on the V3 Cream Blue switches by Akko. Please do let me know on what you think about the switch on my comment section down below, and let's have some quick discussion. As you know, I always try to answer your questions as much as I can, and before we talk about my own thoughts and opinion, you already know what's next. Let's break down the materials that was used on the switch. As you can see, these are still a 3-pin switch and is using a Kale style housing. So we have polycarbonate for the top housing, polycarbonates again on the bottom housing, a long pole palm stem, and lastly the springs with a 38-gram actuation force and a 50-gram bottom out force. So that was a material breakdown on the Akko V3 Cream Blue switches, and if you made it up to this point of the video, I would like to say thank you for staying, and again reminding you that the sound and experience will vary depending on your keyboard build, so it might feel and sound different on your board. Finally, let's all talk about my thoughts on the feel. Surprisingly, it's a bit smooth on stock and I barely notice any scratch, but a little bit of leaf crunch, but it's not that noticeable unless you really type in slow. I only notice a small amount of plastic friction, meaning I barely notice that plastic feeling on stock, but with that being said, I still don't prefer using tactiles on stock. Once lube, of course, it felt more solid and of course more smoother to type on. I feel like you can somehow feel a difference from stock to lube. The rounded bump is more pronounced and has a better give when typing. Speaking of the bump, the tactility on this is really nice. It has a mid to late rounded bump, and comparing it to the other tactiles from Akko, this feels way more solid than the rest. It feels like it's really an upgraded version from the first few ones, and I can say that this feels similar to the Ocean Blues but way better in my opinion. I can say that this is on par with the Jelly Purple. Now the pre-travel is quite normal for a tactile switch, while the bottom out is a bit more heavier than their older tactile switches that they have. I must say that I really love the bottom out on this, as what I've said on their cream yellows, this doesn't feel like an Akko switch, which is a compliment. Long pole also plays a part on this, giving it the faster and more snappier bottom out. This really feels like a tactile switch that I would really use on a daily. Now let's move on to my thoughts on the sound. I am a bit surprised that the raw plastic sound of an Akko switch isn't that noticeable here, but it did sound quite a bit of a high pitch or a bit all over the place. It actually sounds decent for a stock tactile, but you know we always lube our switches, and I still stand by to my preference that I don't really recommend using tactiles on stock. Once lube, it sounded more better and more creamier, if I may add, and you can really hear that tactile bump, which is really satisfying. So the sound profile, it has that deep sound profile to it while having that snap of a tactile. And I love it. Hands down, top Akko tactile switch in my list. I like this more than the Jelly Purple, which is currently one of my highest views in terms of the Akko switch review, and honestly, I can really see myself using this on a daily as I really like the sound. And that is it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed my review on the Cream Blue switches by Akko, and I hope you find it helpful. If you do, please don't forget to hit the like button. Let's aim for the usual, the 50 likes. And what's next? Well, we'll be reviewing another keyboard from Tecware, and it's a budget one, so stay tuned. So don't forget to hit the like button, share if you want, and of course subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next sound test. Peace.